Guys, so welcome to another video of my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to see some parametric staircase which you see in the cover, obviously like here. So for that, right now let's take it. First we need to create the profile. So what we can do is first, let's say let's create a staircase first. Let's say okay, construct point, construct point, yeah. Let's create 2 points. So first of all, as like a staircase width, we'll say like 30 30 centimeter. So actually I'm working with millimeters, so it's kind of 300 millimeters, and I just want it in y direction, not in the z direction. So this is like one step, and if the height of the building is like maybe height of the building is like 3000, like 3 meters, like a standard one, 3000, and like height of one staircase is like 150. So let's say like divide sorry, divide division, yeah. Let's say let's say this is the number, okay, and we need 20 staircase, and now I'll add one more value called the floor value. Like I want a little more space, so I'll say like I need a length of 5 staircase, like width of 5 staircase more, so that it gives me a span to create like a ladder or something. Okay, so now it's like not a traditional staircase, it's like just I'm following with the values so that you can see how you can parametrically change it later, like with the values when you create at the start itself properly. So now we want 25 staircase, so one ladder, like let's multiply this, and okay, either you can create like this length itself, or else you can move it by unit z, okay, sorry, unit y, and let's create a series out of it, and one, like, it has 300 step, and you see there is already a value here. If you want to use the same value, like if you want to use this line, then you need to give start as 300, or else you just create everything in the move, then start can be 0. Let's give the count so you get the numbers. So you can see here we have the curves, we hide it. Now if you see like end point, we have the points, and now we are going to move it in unit x direction. So let's say like 2000 or like how many are we, yeah, and we are going to draw a line with help of this 2 points, the one we moved and the one is already there. So this is the staircase profile. This is cool. Okay, staircase profile. And now if you see here, list item, now I just need only this now amount of staircase to be chosen. So I create a series again, and I create a count to be the end. So you can see here, yeah, 20 is being created. So which is been going to be the parametrical part, and that are 3 or 4, like how many things, 5 I think, 1 2 3 4, what value, okay, 5 is like the non-parametrical part or something, like a flat one. So now I'm going to create a subcurve. So subcurve is like, let's say like so this is like a length, and it's like 0 to 1. So if I give a domain like 0.2 to 0.6, so the middle 0.2 to 0.6 will be subtractor, or like it will be like cut it out from the main curve and given to you. So based on the domain, so which is really cool. So I reparameterize so that the domain can be from 0 to 1. Otherwise, if you don't reparameterize, you need to give the length value, length factor. For lines, you can use the length factor as well. So now I just go with like 0. At my number log is not okay. To 0.5. Let me try this. Okay, this is cool. And now what I can do is I'm going to create the end point. Okay. Now I need to cut this curve, sub curve alone. So you can either like do like you can create two different curves like 0. Or else you can like do like this. Like let's say, let me say like instead of this like you can do it like 0 to 0.3 and so what you can do is like, and you can see here the top like the first part and second part. So if you want to work like this as well, you can do it. Like for example, you can do like, there's another way to do is like, let's say like deconstruct domain, and it is deconstruct domain. Yeah, deconstruct domain is here. Then again construct domain. So this one is going to be 0. This one is going to be 1. You can use the panel or something. So you have to like the start and end. You can see here. So that you can again create a construct domain here. Let me try one thing. Okay. No. And let's say like 0.00 to 1.0. I take two sliders here, and you can remove this from here, and you can connect this slider here, which is like 0 to 0. Let me say like 0.2 to 0.6. You can see here like 0.23, and you can see the in between gap has been created. So now like now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a connect curve. Right, sorry, first I need to move this part. So okay, like but in this case like I just want to like increase a little. Okay, this looks fine, I think so. Yeah, okay. And you can also like, what you can do is you can add a value here instead of start and domain, so it automatically have only one slider. There's multiple way to do this same. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to unit Z to a value of 3000. Okay, and now I'm going to create a series out of 150, and you have two steps. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this check unit Z, and you have the staircase kind of thing, and I'm going to use transform for the bottom, like for this 5 items. So here if you see here I use list index, so instead of that I use cull index to get cull index to get the other 5 which has been left over out of list index. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform this instead of move. Like you can do move or transform, both are kind of same. Okay, now we got the profile. So now we need to take this and we need to connect these two curves, and we got the structure. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like connect the curve. yeah, connecting curve. So let me try this merge graph simplify graph simplify. What it does is like it starts and ends. So these two is in one single branch. The same way start is and these are in one single branch, which is more controlled way to do it instead of doing like in a list, Okay, now I say like set boolean false and connectivity curvature, yeah, but let me try with bulge value. Okay, yeah, so you can play with the value whatever you want, like make it like curve mode. And now the tricky part is like you can so there's multiple ways to do it. You can extrude in unit z direction, sorry y unit y direction. I'm just confused with y and z, I don't know, sorry about it. Okay, and 300 is a step we gave, so we gave 300, yeah. We got this. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing here is like the bottom part, I mean the moved part, yeah. So you don't need to do it like separately. What you can do is you can just loft it, because it's anyways flat. You don't need this separation stream visible. You can just flat. Yeah, I need to flatten this maybe. Why? Wait a sec. Okay. The problem here is when I transform, you can see here like it has 20 curves, and here if you see it's 5 curves, but the transform value has 20. So what you can do is you just use list item to take only one transform value, because every other transform, like all the other transform values are kind of same. So I just use one and try to do it, and you can see. So this one transform value has been repeated to all the curves. So that's the problem. Okay, now we got this. We got the section. Now we can merge it if you want, and you can also join the pair up. So I'll just flatten this, and I'm going to extrude again in unit z direction. As I said, I get confused with this shit. And you don't need to be like 150, like let's say like I'll take a number off of it, maybe, sorry, x by 2, because I need some gap. Like 150 is total height, and I'll just take, okay. And if I don't want in the top, I need to be in the bottom, so it can be minus x, so it goes in the minus x. That's all. I think you got like the parametric staircase. Okay, now we have the parametric stars. Now let's say like custom preview. Color swatch. Okay, now let's go to render mode, and we got the staircase. So later, how can you upgrade these things? Like what you can do is you have multiple ways to do it. Like you can just connect how do I say, like connect a value. Like there's multiple ways to do this thing. I'll just show you. Like you can create like lures or like pillars or like lot of things you can add on. Like you can do multiple ways. Like let me see how the parametric section works. So if I increase the value, it get increased, and if you reduce the value, it get reduced. And if I increase height, the number of staircases are reduced. And if I okay, and what is this number 5? Number 5 is the extension. Like the number 5 is the how many amount of staircases you want. You can increase the numbers how much ever you want by double clicking the number slider, where you can change the domain. Okay, and what is this? You can increase the span of the staircase. So I think it's cool. I hope so, but I don't know. Like if you guys like it, And if you like it, let me know in the comments section. So this is the standard one which we created, like the values. Okay, I hope this one works for you. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. And if you have any other videos in mind, you want any other images to be recreated, just let me know in the comment section. Have a good day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.